Let's do this. Good morning. I'm Louise from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. So as usual, I'm going to pick cards out and channel for the collective. But if you want a mini read from your higher self, you can do that. Just have a look at that pinned comment. It tells you that it's by donation, and it tells you that there's also that it's sorry, I'm distracted. Super chat, super sticker, or there's a PayPal link in that pinned comment as well for you to donate. And if you've got a question for your reading, you'll put a Q at the start of your comment so I can find it easily, because I don't have time when I'm trying to look at all of the comments and read all of the comments. Hey Maria, how are you? How is everybody today? If you're watching the replay, come along live sometime. I'd like to see you in here in class. I'm not going to do tomorrow, by the way. I'm going to take the day off tomorrow, so I'm not coming on live tomorrow, but I will the day after. What else did I want to say? Something. Oh yeah, I'm going to publish a pick a card read this evening as well. Hi Gabe. How are you all today? I wanted to say something else, but now I can't remember what it is. Oh yeah, I'm going training today. So this can only be an hour and a half tops. Probably less than that. We'll see how fast I can get through this. So let's do it. Hey Marge. We've got coming of age as the first card here. We're growing up. We're evolving. We're not just growing up in ourselves as in, oh, we've been a little bit like kids or teenagers or whatever, consciously and energetically. But we're growing up as a whole, as a collective. Morning, Charlotte. Yeah, we're growing up as a collective. We're coming of age. New age. It's actually growing up. It's like we are, as a collective, we've just had a birthday. And as I said in the energy update, I think it was today, we've lived many lifetimes in this as of one age kind of thing. So think of it like that. This new age that we're moving into now. It's already started, in fact. It's like we just had a birthday. And we've had many lifetimes in that one age that we were in before. So we are growing up, apparently. Hey, Julieta. Hi, April. Not too bad. Oh, you're doing your mind maps. Working. I've got readings to do today, and I'm having a massage today. And figured I'd just not do this live tomorrow and give myself a day off. Hi, Kelly. Okay, we've got Oh Sunny Day, so that's a good one. Oh Sunny Day. Camera's behind again. Well behind. What's going on? Come on, video Claire, catch up. I can't see the card. Shall actually look at it in person. 40. Yeah, so my pick a card read will be going out this evening. I'll publish that. That's something for you to look forward to. It's a particularly good one this time. New beginnings, luck and optimism. Yeah, new beginnings. A woman with a dainty umbrella sits on a red mushroom and watches the sun rise over the horizon. How nice it is to welcome a new day, especially with 3 talismans of good luck. The ladybug, that's the 3 talismans. 3 ladybugs. Embrace new beginnings. Let us forget yesterday's worries and regrets. The worries and regrets of yesteryears, of our previous lifetimes, of this lifetime until now. I talked about the Emperor in the energy update, right? The Emperor, the old paradigm, the masculine, the toxic masculine being in charge of everything. We've got to let that stuff go now. We've got to let the hurt that has caused, and it's caused all of us, masculine and feminine, pain being in that. We've got to let that go now. Yes, because we've got a sunny day coming. So embrace new beginnings. Let us forget yesterday's worries and regrets. Don't allow the past to linger into today. All the moments in this day are brand new, never seen before or since. Like literally, at the moment. You have the power to make good things happen. You can make today your lucky day. So let's not get hung up with trying to fight the old. That's not the way that we're going to move forward. We've got to stop focusing on all those people. Stop watching the news. Seriously, stop watching the news. Because there's so many people so many muggles still focused on all of that, fighting the old. It's like we've moved out of it already. Be one of the people that's leading us forward now. Oh, sunny day on your mushy. Sitting on your mushroom. Chicken? You want to go out? She wants to go out. I'm just going to reset the camera. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Shirley. Hang on. I can't be doing with a camera that is just so far laggy behind that I can't see the cards. See ya. So I'm going training this morning after this. It's only going to be an hour and a half long tops because I can't train this afternoon and it's closed tomorrow. I can't train this afternoon because I've got a massage this afternoon. So self-care. Self-care Claire today. So yeah, if anyone has if anyone wants a mini read, very welcome to do that. Make sure you get in early though, not toward the end of it because I'm going to go training. Just up and leave. So I've got an hour and a half tops. I said that I would get there before 9 o'clock, so, and I've got stuff to do after this live, that mini video and stuff, so I need to be done before, ideally, before 30:30. Remember when I used to cram this show into an hour? And do mini reads for everybody. Holy shit, how did I do that? I don't know. Okay. Oh, something exciting happened. You know how yesterday, oh, I know you're all waiting on that video about my new products. I'm going to do it. It's just having time to do it, you know. But my foot's good now. It's all good now. Yeah, my leg, that whole injury, it's gone now. It's awesome. Thank you for asking. Yeah, and so you know how yesterday I said, oh, the L'Occitane stuff is amazing. Yeah, I'll make a video about it. But the hair stuff, I use the hair stuff and it's not that good. And so last night I was watching because I thought maybe it's just the one that I've tried. But then I don't think that's their forte. I don't think hair care is their forte. Anyway, while I was looking for videos of, like, I was trying to find the best one that they do. It was people, you know, with like beauty channels and stuff, but they were reviewing other products as well. And they were all saying the same thing, that the Kerastase or Kerastase or something like that products are the best hair care that you can get. I'm like, oh, I've never tried it, but I've seen it. Like, I've seen it in salons and stuff, but I've never tried it. And so I had a look at what was available here, and sure enough, they've got a flagship shop on Lazada as well, and they've got Chinese New Year specials. So I'm like, well, here we go, getting hair masks and all kinds of things. So that's exciting, because you know I do love the best of the best. I do. If people are like high vibe and they're making like the best things that are possible, hell, I'm getting them. And I do love my luxuries too. Yemoja release. We've got 2 of these out. We've got the same one as yesterday. She just wants to be in every live with me, apparently, this one. Yemoja. Oh, she's the last one. She's release. Yemoja, release. Surrender your weary thoughts to Yemoja, and she will carry them away from you. Connect with loving spirit. She's washing over you right now, and feel nurtured when you release what isn't working for you. It's so important that we leave all that crap behind now. You know, I mentioned, like, say, slavery. Okay, there might be a little bit of it around still, but pretty much there's a consensus, and it has been for a while, that slavery is not okay. But imagine when we were going through that shift, right? Imagine if you just kept on holding on to it and you would never release it, and you were still like going on about slavery and how it's hurt you and it's so bad, and just like focusing on all of that, never letting it go. well, you wouldn't enjoy the new slave-free life, would you? The new slave-free world. And so there must have been people like that when slavery ended. There must have been people that just couldn't let it go. They carried on going on about it, were still butthurt about it, and all of that. Now, the same thing now. We've got this shift going on with the masculine and the feminine, from toxic masculine, toxic feminine, into divine masculine, divine feminine. We've got to let it go. We've got to let that old stuff go. Stop focusing on it. Stop trying to fight them. Believe me, the powers will change as we do this, as we show that there's a better way. So we need to surrender our weary thoughts to this one, Jamoja. Yemoja. She's got a pentacle there, which is in the moon. Let's stick Yemoja up there. And we've got Ariane Rod again. Fertility. She comes out every day, right? Ariane Rod, she can't leave us alone. Here we go. The time is right for you to bring forth something new. You can't make it up, can you? Whether it's into the physical, spiritual, or subconscious world. It's in the physical world. This is just a repeat of yesterday, right? Yeah, it's just her. Oh, Yemoja. Yeah, they all seem to be mermaids, right? Isn't that weird? Goddess of mermaids. Yet another body image that we can't live up to. Goddess of fertility and fate, Ariane Rod is urging you on. Hey, Tara. Haven't seen you for a while, Tara. In here. So we've got to release so that we can move on and create the new, right? So no more going on about all those crappy people that are in charge and the stuff that they're doing. The fearful people, they're not the ones that are creating the new. So we needn't focus on them. I told you, the ones that are creating the new are the ones that are high vibing. The ones that are high vibing and the ones that... Why am I getting 2 cards out each time? The ones that are high vibing, they're the ones that are actually creating something new. And those people that you see in power, the ones that are doing the crazy stuff, it's out of fear. They're not high vibing. Don't focus on them because they're not the ones that are creating the new. Okay, we've got mystery here. Meet Esmeralda. She's the sweet unknown and allure of endless mystery. There are things that are impossible for our human minds to fully comprehend, like where we're going, where we're headed next. We can't comprehend it. The future is often obscured from our view, yet we must still make decisions without knowing the ultimate outcome. The mystery can feel dazzling and full of possibilities, or it can feel ominous and freeze us in our tracks. Esmeralda beckons us to make peace with the mystery. Let the great unknown sit beside you as you wash the dishes and fall in love and write your story and live your strange and winding life. Oh, work timing makes it hard. And I'm not on tomorrow. Tara, I'm having the day off. I only got about 4 hours sleep last night. I don't feel bad for it, but I don't know. Hey, Will. Who have we got here? Nature. Meet Leaf. Each day he slips outside to meander between ferns and flowers. He visits this secret spot where the sun filters down through the leaves in ever-changing shards of light that dance on his fur and warm his soul. No matter the weather, take a moment to step outside and find a spot in nature. Whether it's a vast wilderness or tiny patio, breathe in the fresh wild air. Feel the great expanse of the sky overhead and the firmness of the earth beneath you. You're part of the intricate web of life. Allow nature to nourish you, support you, and set you free. You're part of the intricate web of life, of the ages too. You know? We're very privileged to be here for this part of evolution, human evolution. And to be playing such a big part in it, apparently, as well. Let's get some homework out. I'm going fast today because I'm going to go training. I don't have to go training, but I'm going to. Yeah, so the product video, I don't know, I'll do it in a week. I'm doing it today, that's for sure. I'll probably do it on Monday, because the daily reads tend to be a little bit of a shorter day for me. So yeah, if anyone wants a mini read, I'm getting toward the start of the show rather than the end of the show. Otherwise, I might just leave you without doing it. Dash off. If you have an early night, then you miss my live. Yeah, me too, Callie. It's exciting, isn't it? It's like, about time. We've been wanting this change for ages. I can't have 4. But we've got to stop this pattern of 2 cards coming out. Oh, maybe one's for today and one's for tomorrow. So yesterday's homework was something about taking responsibility and not blaming, wasn't it? Interesting thing came up. I don't know whether you saw on the Be Healing page on Facebook. It was because of you, wasn't it, Will? No, Chris. It was because of Chris. Chris's comment about relationships and stuff. And, you know, we might want to blame the abuser or the narcissist because it seems that they've harmed us, right? But we have to take responsibility for it, because if we've been codependent, we've got exactly the same wound as the narcissist. It's just showing in the other. It's just showing in the extreme other opposite way. We're reacting to it in the extreme opposite other way, right? And so we both go in. We're both to blame in a way, but we can feel self-righteous, and we've not got to do that. We've not got to be self-righteous just because, like, we presume that or we think from our point of view that their way of dealing with that wound is worse than us. Yeah. That was an interesting thing that came up from the homework yesterday. Thank you, Leslie. What's this? Talking about headaches yesterday. Oh, you got a headache. That's how we manifested it. I'm not going to now. I didn't have any chocolate yesterday. It was your comment, Will. I think Chris got involved or something. I don't know. You and Chris kind of talking about the same things at the moment. What is the most limiting belief keeping me from what I want right now? What story are you telling yourself? When you think about your dreams, what is the first limiting thought that comes to mind? If you're not living the life you desire, it's because part of you doesn't believe it's possible. It's time to upgrade, isn't it? It's time to upgrade. So I'm upgrading so much. I'm like getting these products and stuff, and they're really expensive. Like super, super expensive, but they're amazing and they make me feel amazing and I love it. My Le Creuset pot arrived yesterday, so I can start cooking again today. When you think about your dreams, what is the first limiting thought that comes to mind? If you're not living the life you desire, it's because part of you doesn't believe it's possible. It's time to upgrade. Look your belief in the eye. Where did it come from? What new belief are you ready to adopt in its place? How will this change your results? Remember, your belief is the root of your result. Own it, heal it, upgrade it. As always, I'll take a picture of this and I'll put it all over the social media that I do. Claire Louise Hay on Instagram and Be Healing everywhere else. Because somebody took Be Healing on Instagram before I set it up. How dare they? I wasn't an early adopter in Instagram. I should know better than that. I was an early adopter with everything else. And so got Be Healing with everywhere and everywhere else. Maria, general guidance for you. And who was that? Got money. Leslie, have you got a question for yours? Yes, you do. Just general. Maria, okay, general for Maria. Thanks for your donations. Cruising along there, Maria. Up until now, going well. So this is like the past. It's been going well. You haven't been going wrong. It's all good. But then there's always something more required of us, right? Every time we ask for, I just did a private reading before this, and when we ask for something, we are If we're in alignment with it, it's easy, right? It just manifests straight away. The universe just gives it us because we're already in alignment with it. Everyone's had that experience when you think of an old friend or something, and then you bump into them or they call you up straight away. That's an instant manifestation because we only have warm thoughts toward that friend, and there's just nothing in the way of that. You have a thought, they show up straight away. That's instant manifestation when we're in alignment. It happens with the easy things, the things that we don't have beliefs stopping it. But the harder things, the universe says, okay, you can have it, but you're going to have to be a different person to get it, you know? You're going to have to change something about yourself to get in that vibration, to be in alignment with it, change your beliefs, change your consciousness. That's what the new moon reads are about. They're still half price, by the way. That's going to stop today. That's going to end that half price sale today. But yeah, my new moon reads, they are about what's changing your consciousness to manifest, what's changed in your energy, so your heart energy. So yeah, Maria, up until now you've been going well, but there's some changes to make. So this moment now, the point that you've got to in that journey of aligning with what it is that you've been asking for, it's all about respecting and valuing yourself. It's valuing yourself more than anything. It's a self-love thing. But it's about valuing yourself. So your beliefs about valuing yourself are what needs to be challenged now. That homework thing, it's really aligned with that. So thanks, Maria. Leslie, journal for you. I like this. Work, be still, keep quiet. Don't think about it. Don't talk about it. Don't get involved in it. Give it a break. Give it a rest. When we do too much, work, we can't make better decisions. It's when we take a step back that we can make better decisions and stuff. This feels to me like even when you're not at work, you're still talking about work, that kind of thing. You're not giving yourself space to come up with a solution or for the solution to find you. So try and rest your mind about work, Leslie, because there's going to be a shift there. Interesting, you got this. Mirror reflection and I'm good enough. So other people not feeling good enough. You might be talking to other people about your work, other people that don't feel good enough too. And then you just this back and forth, holding you in that space of not being able to move out of it to something better that you really want in your work. So stop talking to them, try and stop thinking about work, and then just that space will allow something new to come in, a solution to come in, you know, the next step. Gabe, thank you. Is my person going through a karmic cycle, or is it myself that's going through one? Or are you both going through it? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, both. Both of you. Oh, mirrors, mirrors. I am good enough, lovers, right? You both have this I'm not good enough thing. Oh God, everyone has that, right? It's one of the most insidious, is that the right word? Afflictions of all of us. We've all got a bit of this I'm not good enough in us. So you're going to be batting it back and forth to each other, this issue. I mean, the ramifications of this issue or the symptoms of this issue, batting it back and forth to each other. Probably seeing it clearer in them than you're seeing it in yourself. You know, when we're pointing that finger, 3 fingers are pointing back at us. Only 1 finger is pointing at them. What you see in someone else is something that you've got inside of yourself. Not every time, but when you're having an emotional reaction to it, when you're having a problem with somebody. Yes, it's something about you. So it's this, am I good enough? It is, so in a way, yes, it is a karmic cycle because you've got to learn about this. So this connection is all about that, including it, seeing it in yourself, including yourself in what you see in the other. And it's like, oh shit, I've got that going on inside of myself too. A clear mirror. You're both in a karmic cycle. You're both showing it to each other. Who's going to be the first to realize? Maybe one of you won't realize. Yeah, that's so good, April. Waking up to that. General for Arabella. Thank you for your donation, Arabella. I just had a banana that wasn't ripe and now my mouth is all fluffy. You know when bananas aren't ripe and they're a bit starchy, I think it is. I don't know. Who am I doing now? Arabella. It's flowing to you. What you want is flowing. Just keep on going with that flow. That's the other thing too. Sometimes we are aligned or we're getting in alignment and then we're holding that vibration and then it's about to manifest because other things need to happen. That's you right now, Arabella. You are manifesting what it is that you want. It's flowing. You're in the flow of that now. Interesting. But you've got this little stumbling block here about whether you're allowed or whether you'll allow yourself, or whether you're allowed to do this passion, whether it's even possible, whether you're allowed. So this, what's the most limiting belief? For you, it's about doing what you love, following your passions, whether that's allowed, whether it's even possible to do that. Look at me, getting paid a lot of money for it. It's awesome, isn't it? Oh my God, I was so excited yesterday because my payment came through from YouTube. Well, the amount that it's going to be and the estimate. It always shows me an estimate in my YouTube back end thing. The estimate was way lower than the actual amount, and it's just so exciting. It's almost doubling every month now what PayPal is paying me, and it really excited me. Thanks, Kimberly. Oh, thank you, Kimberly. She said, no question, just a heartfelt gift of appreciation for all you do. Thank you so much, Kimberly. You can have a mini read though if you want. So that's good news, Arabella, right? April, thank you. What does my shadow self want me to know? And you know the good thing too is, you know, when did I start these super chat and super stickers? Maybe 2 months ago? Was it that long ago? Or less? It's not been as long as 8 weeks, I know that. It takes 3 months for these payments to come through. So next month, I'm going to start receiving the money from these, which is exciting because I haven't been keeping a check on how much is coming through. I just do these readings and don't notice. So that's exciting too. It's nice when stuff like that happens. Abundance coming at me from all directions. April, what does my shadow self want me to know? Right. April, your higher self wants you to know that you are you're a co-creator. So that means that you've got to make the decisions about what you want in your life, not always leave it up to your higher self. You got to direct it. And follow your intuition. Your intuition is your higher self directing you. It's a co-creation between you both. You have your part in it. Like sometimes people come to me for reading saying, I don't know what I'm here to do or anything. And then I'm told by the higher self, you haven't even asked for anything. You're not directing your life. You need to take the reins of your life, take control. I'm not feeling that for you, April, but I'm feeling that it's more of a fine-tuning where I begin and end and where my higher self begins and ends, you know. Some people can get, oh, whatever will be, the universe will provide, I'll just say yes to anything that shows up, and don't direct themselves, don't have goals, don't push themselves to do something, create something they would really like. And they just get random crap. And they're the ones that are lost saying, I don't know what to do with my life. Well, decide what to do with your life, you know. That's not you though, April, but you're kind of fine-tuning that, as I said. Realizing more and more how you can co-create with your higher self. And April, you've got forgive self and communication coming. Well, it's what it says on the tin. You're going to hear from someone that you hurt, and maybe you didn't even realize that you hurt them, or something from the past, and you're going to have to forgive yourself. I feel like they're only going to come to you once they've forgiven you, kind of thing, and they're going to let you know, and you're going to feel bad about it because you had no clue. Because we do that, right? Because their reactions is about them. It's not about us hurting them, really. It's about them, but once they've released it, and then they'll come to you and they'll tell you, and you could try and turn it against yourself. You don't need to do that. Forgive yourself when that communication comes in. That's very Mercury retrograde kind of stuff, that coming up, apparently. That's what your shadow self wants you to know. It's really interesting. I didn't see that until now. I might have read it out before, but it only came in my conscious awareness. That's what your shadow self wants you to know. Interesting. So maybe, April, you've been, I don't know, beating yourself up for making your decisions or playing too much of a part or something like that. And you're certainly going to beat yourself up about this person, or you're going to want to do that. We all want to do that, right? If someone tells us that we've hurt us, we want to beat ourselves up about it. Shirley, thank you for your donation. My estranged husband has told his daughter he wants to come back home. Oh. Will he contact me and ask to return? Let's see. Got trust myself and brilliant. Oh, yes, I believe he will. But there's going to be a little bit of fear on his part in this. Diplomacy is what I heard. He's going to come forth like tail between the legs kind of thing, in a little bit of fear and with diplomacy. And that gives you a higher standing of power in the relationship. So use that wisely to get your own way in a way, to be more Queen of Swords. So trust myself and brilliant. You can take this relationship and make it better than it's been before for you, right? Of not putting up with some things, of saying how it's going to be now, what your boundaries are and stuff like that. For the intimacy. So what I'm picking up is that you've got to this place now where it could go either way and you'll be okay with that. And that is what's bringing him back, that energy of I'm good by myself kind of thing. That's bringing him back. So be sure about your boundaries of what you really want in a relationship, whether you can do it or not. Be sure about that. It's the perfect time now because he's coming back with his tail between his legs and with this diplomacy. So it's going to be more open than ever to change that you want within the relationship because you're important within that relationship. Interesting. So yeah, he will contact you and ask to return. Isn't that exciting? Thank you, everybody. Yeah, I just got so excited when I saw that YouTube stuff. I really did. Okay, I did everyone, didn't I? I feel like I've got... Oh, no, yeah. I remember now. It was just a gift from Kimberly. Thank you. Right, let's get some tarot out. Yeah, wait and get really clear on your boundaries and what you want in a relationship. The Empress, yay! I love that. The Empress came out. Whoa, Justice as well on the bottom as I'm putting it away. Justice card there. Oh, she's about to drop the sword. Woo! Queen of Swords is about to drop the sword, which means she doesn't need the defenses anymore. She's holding that energy. Like I talked about yesterday, when I was abused, and I was always kind of a bit too complicit, a bit too nice to everyone, letting anyone in, and I could be abused again, and I was abused again. And then turned into the Queen of Swords, empowered myself. This is only in the last few years, really empowering myself so that I can handle every situation. And the abusers don't even try. They're scared of me. They just feel your energy, and they, like I said yesterday, if someone wants to steal something, a bag off someone, when they go down the street, they're not going to pick the confident person. They're going to pick the person with the victim energy, because it shows in their energy. You can feel it. So her dropping a sword means I'm holding it in my energy now. I'm not even attracting this stuff. They're there, and I can see they're there, and I can deal with them. I don't need my sword with me because I can deal with them energetically now. It's awesome. Hey, Paula. Well, yeah, if you could all click like on this video, that would be great. Thanks. It really helps my channel. The Empress. So she's dropped her sword and she's become the Empress. You know who the Empress is? She's all of the queens put together. Oh, interesting. So you know how I've been saying the different stages of awakening. First of all, we have the law of attraction, that we know that the universe is there. There's more to it, right? That's Pentacles. Then we have the healing phase. I'm getting goosebumps. We have the healing phase. That's the Queen of Cups, when we get in our heart. Then we have the empowerment phase. That's the Queen of Swords. So where does the action, where's the action? Oh, the action, I guess, comes first. Before the Pentacles, before the awakening. But anyway, the Empress is all of the queens put together. So it's when she drops the sword there. When she realizes she's holding that energy now, she doesn't need to do it. She doesn't need her sword anymore, because she's got that within herself. I better keep this out then. She doesn't need a sword anymore. She can drop that sword, and that's when she becomes the Empress, when she's holding that energy, and she just gets respected, honored as she is now. She's just holding it there. She's got all the magic in her hands. She's just like, ta-da! It's me. I'm it. I've got it in my energy. Like I've said, this is me now, the Empress. And how can you tell? Because of how my life is going, what manifests for me. But also, you can see it in here, right? Like I said, everyone else online is getting a whole heap of trolls and stuff like that. What happens when they come in here? They quickly leave. And it's not because I will shoot them down, but I will. Hey, I will. You've seen me do that maybe a couple of times in the last year and a half. When someone's come in here with a bullshit, I will shoot them down if they are so stupid that they don't even read the energy when they come in. But most of them read the energy. They know fear. They know to fear me. So I'm holding that energy, yeah. Trolls. It's interesting. So, that's when the justice can come in, right? That's when the karma can come in, when we're holding that energy. Let's get this slippery deck. Trying to open the wrong side of the box. I don't even feel to read that one out, the Empress, but should I? No, I've got it. I know what that Empress is all about. Okay, handle with care these cards. Because if I squeeze them here, they'd fill the apartment bungalow. Yes. Okay, we've got the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords, we're leaving behind something that's been crap. The choppy waters, and entering a new phase now. Let's read about this one in the book there. Six of Swords. Because often there's words that come up in these books that just trigger something in me, and I'll start going off on a tangent. So the Six of Swords from this deck. Calm waters, healing, moving on, guidance, overcoming hardship, safe. When the Six of Swords comes up in a reading, it can indicate that you're moving on and moving forward, onward and upward. Perhaps you're in a tough situation, yeah, for thousands of years, for many, many lifetimes. We've been in a tough situation and are now healing and recovering. The problems you dealt with are now ending. You're able to settle down and move on to a safer and more stable environment. This card suggests taking help from others to get where you need to go. Offer something in return for their time and effort. This card is also suggesting you seek out help from your spirit guides or guardian angels. That's what we're doing right now. And tapping into your intuition for help. This card may also signify taking a trip of some kind. What about drugs then? Take a trip. Six of Swords reversed, right? So for those of you that aren't there yet, I am just guessing that this is going to say what I said before about we can't keep on focusing on the toxic masculine and all the stuff that's going wrong and that was going wrong. We've got to let it go. So, Six of Swords reversed, lack of progress, slowness, changing plans, instability, stuck. When the Six of Swords comes up in reverse, it may indicate moving into troubled waters or staying in a troubling situation. You may be in an unstable space in your life and feel like you're stuck in your situation and have nowhere to go. Yeah, like you're bound to it, like there's no getting out of it because you're focused on it and you think it's what's still happening. Or you feel like you're moving into an unstable environment because of certain circumstances. Whatever the case may be, expect it to be uneasy. Just like the Six of Swords upright is advising you to seek out help from others, as well as help from your spirit guides. Should be in the same position for you to do the same. This card could also indicate delayed plans or troublesome travels. Astral trips. Yeah. So we're moving out of the choppy waters, or we're staying in there. It just depends on what we choose to focus on. It's a big choice, remember? The Great Awakening. People are getting excited. You know why? People in my world, in this YouTube world, in the readers' world, in us that are putting ourselves out there, because we've all suddenly started saying the same thing, whether we're astrologers or readers. The good ones, not the ones that are just doing the entertainment thing that go, you know the ones that I'm talking about. But we've all started saying the same thing, and it's like, oh, it really is happening this time. What we've been going on about for years, what we've been channeling, it really is happening this time. Suddenly we're all diverging, coming into alignment with each other. It's exciting. We're all feeling it. Hi, Nina. You're at work. Me too. I'm not on tomorrow, Nina. I'm going to take the day off. I'm going to try and sleep in. I know I can't sleep in, but at least I can stay in bed awake after 6 o'clock and just relax tomorrow. Watched a movie yesterday afternoon. That was nice. The Eight of Cups. Walking away from what doesn't fulfill us, what doesn't make us feel good, what doesn't make us feel loved and nurtured. We're walking away from it. That bowl's not full of love. It's full of fire. It's not full of water. I'm not drinking from that. It's on fire. It's crap. That's not love. I'm walking away from that now toward the sun, towards something new. Towards something new. Scared of chance. The unknown can be scary. Look at these two cards that just came out. How about that for a combination? The Two of Materials and the Two of Voices. Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. We've got a choice to make now. Are you going to move forward into the unknown, and be one of these creators of this new and let go of the old and the pain and stuff like that? Or are you going to stay focused on all that crap stuff? Some people seem to be making the choice. I've actually started removing friends from Facebook because it's obvious that they're making that choice. Some people that are like conspiracy theorists that are really focused on the old stuff, and it's a shame because they're getting lost in it and they're just so entrenched in everything. We're making a choice now, and it's really important to keep your vibration steady, and that means not looking at those that are choosing the other side too, not choosing to focus on the past and the crap and all of that. So it's kind of a time to be a bit Pollyanna because we've got this choice to be made now. I mean, this is really powerful, both of these cards coming up. See the doorway and the Two of Voices there. What card is that? I'll show you what card it is. We've had it out recently, so it's going to be somewhere accessible. Maybe not. Or maybe it's on the other side of the deck. Yes. I told you it was the one on the top there. What is that doorway? That's in the Two of Voices there. It's this doorway. Revelation, awakening. It's the big awakening. Judgment card. Oh, that's justice. It's different. She's dropping the sword. No, it's the judgment card, right? That's the doorway we're heading toward. We can choose. Hi, Key. Hines 0003. Hi, you're welcome. So many people are revealing themselves now. I was watching my videos. It's cool. Thank you for stepping forward. Revelation and awakening. Let's see if it wants to come out later. So, Two of Voices, Two of Materials. We've got a choice to make now. We've got to be really firm in that, and kind of ruthless about it too. It's okay. You know how they say, complaining about complainers is still complaining. Well, focused on how people shouldn't be watching the news that are watching the news. You know, we've got to stop doing that, right? We've got to stop doing that too. So be really blinkered now like a horse and say, this is my choice, and we're not going to be, because it's up in the air right now, the choice. We're making it in every second of every day kind of thing, in our choice of consciousness and vibration. I have to let go of a lot. Letting go can be fast. It can be. Because it's a surrender, isn't it? So everyone that's new, we've got a Facebook group. It's called Psychic Cafe. No muggles allowed. You're welcome to come and join us in there. I'll put the homework in there each day, which is this card here. I put it on my other social media as well, but it tends to get a little bit more. Because it's a closed group, you know, we can share in there and be there for each other. It's a good group, I like it. Okay, more. A choice to be made. It requires us to let go of the old and stop going on about it. Yep. Let's get some more out. Tarot. What else? You know what we haven't got yet? Relationship cards. A choice to be made. Decisions are really important at the moment. See, the Chariot is up there, waiting to take her. Once she decides to go up that way, there's 3 ways that she could go. No. There's where she's at, there's backwards and there's forwards. There's 2 ways she can go. She can stay stood still, or she can go back by focusing on the past, or she can go forward. If she decides to go forward with everything that she's collected, then the chariot awaits for her up there. She just follows that, and then once she gets on that chariot, then it's fast forward. Then it's fast forward from there. Hey, Taz, Mum. So yeah, 3 of Wands. It's all about the choice. It's all about the choice. We've got this big choice to make, and it's in consciousness. Like my book Beyond 2012 says, which I channeled in 2012. It was about the big shift of 2012, right? Which didn't happen in 2012, but the shift then was in the divine feminine. Well, it was in the feminine. I keep on saying divine, and I shouldn't. It was in the feminine. It was getting us more into our feminine than the stuff that I was channeling anyway. But what I wrote in that book was about the shift that we're going through now. Because after I wrote that book, I was like, I wasn't happy with my guides when it hadn't happened. I'm like, why did you get me to channel that book and put it out there and it was wrong? That's not fair. They didn't say anything. They didn't give me an answer to that. Probably because I wasn't in alignment with them when I was feeling like that. But I wasn't going to go, oh no, I was wrong, I'll take that book down either. I knew it needed to be there. Thank you, Paola. Do you have a question, Paola? Thanks for your donation. And then we've got the 10 of Swords. Karmic lessons, only upwards. Onwards and upwards. Onwards and upwards. Like I just said, upwards from here, onwards and upwards. Karmic lessons. Karmic lessons have been done. The snake is there. It's about transformation. Leaving the pain behind now. 10 of Swords is about painful endings, right? But it's not anymore. Every time I pick the 10 of Swords out now, I hear it's time to leave the pain behind. It's a time to put an end to that, leave the pain in the past, and then move forward, onward and upward. Karmic lessons being over. You need to make that choice. Arabella. We all do. Absolutely, Arabella. And you, Gabe. What is it? Car rides and coffee? Wow, there was no romance in that. What's going on? No carrots. No carrots at all. No carrots today. Watch me pull the carrot card out of this deck. No, it's the egg. First card out is the egg. Success assured with good plans and hard work. Yeah, it's going to be work. We know that, don't we? We've been told that over and over again. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park, but it's going to be very different kind of work. You know how, or maybe you don't, maybe you do. You know when you get over the healing yourself phase and you're no longer having to clear up shit in your life anymore, really, then you're like, oh, what do I do now? I know. I set new goals and take myself to the next level and I challenge myself. And so you go from good to better and better and better. And it's totally different than clearing up the mess. That's what that's saying to me. There's still stuff to do, but it's different. It's not clearing up the mess anymore, you know. It's taking it forward. Like if we I'm talking about the masculine and the feminine all the time now because it's really significant for this new age. But yeah, there's going to be work, isn't there? But it's not about fixing the past. It's about learning from the past and then going forward with that, like this. Choosing to go forward, not look back, but choosing to go forward. So we're not trying to fix it. We're just trying to create something better. Because if we try and fix it. That's why you deleted Facebook, Arabella. You know, I didn't need to do that because for many years I've been just getting rid of people that are negative. I just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. And so when I see posts like saying, "Oh, Facebook is so negative," it's like, not mine. Mine's really positive. But I have gone through. Yeah, yesterday I was chopping people's heads off. I was Queen of Swords yesterday. Thanks, Arabella. Who was that before? General, Paula. It was you, Paula. It was just perfect timing. I asked that question and your comment popped up. So let's do Paula first. General for Paula. Release guilt. Who is aware? Someone else telling you that you've got some guilt and you refusing to accept it, or someone's telling you that you've got something going on there, Paula, and you don't want to. Your ego is saying, no, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't have that. I don't have that. But you do, and it's guilt that you have. Now, they might not be telling you that it's guilt that you have. They might be telling you they've got a problem with something, but it's guilt that's really there. We don't want to look at guilt, right? Because it feels horrible. We don't want to. We don't want to feel it, but you need to. You need to feel it because it is there. So someone has had an awareness about you, saying you've got an issue over something, a chip on your shoulder, something like that. They would have said it like that, and it's not that, and you know it's not that, but your ego has said no, 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 which is kind of true. But it's guilt that they're pointing out. They just can't see inside of you to find out that it's guilt that's behind that. So it was never true in the first place what you're feeling guilty about, right? It was never true in the first place. For example, my ex-husband came up in my dreams after being divorced for 21 years and not thinking about him for years, literally. It came up in my dreams, and it was guilt. And what guilt for what? Oh, for leaving him. Why? Well, why should I feel guilty about that? About making a good choice in my life? Oh, because there's this Muggle perspective that when we get married, it's binding or something, that we're doing the wrong thing by walking away. I know it was the right thing to walk away. I knew it was the right thing to walk away, but I still had guilt for something that wasn't even true anyway. But there's nothing that we make up that is true. There's really no rules at all in this universe. But we try and make rules up for each other and then feel guilty about it. So it's about something like that for you, Paula. Arabella, will I stand up to my family? Stand in my power and make boundaries and break away? Well, let's hope so. Interesting. Yeah, it's learning that communication style. You know how I keep on saying, people ask me, how can I make psychic boundaries and stuff like that? How can I protect myself psychically, energetically? It's like you can't. You need to do it with your fists. You need to do it with your words. You need to do it with your back by walking away from people. You need to be strong. You need to actually do it physically. You've got to deal with people empowered, right? And this is about your words. So this says you've got a friend who is empowered and then they use their words really well. And they're really clear in their energy and they use their words really well. They show you how to communicate it. You haven't communicated this before in this kind of way, in this kind of empowered way before, Arabella. There's someone that can help you do that. There's someone that does that. Yeah. So reach out to them. Do you know who I'm talking about, Arabella? You've got a friend that does it really well, that uses their words really well to be clear about boundaries and stuff like that. Role playing. That's what with my family, it was when I had a counselor. She did role playing with me. She's like, okay, tell me all the situations that you could come across your family, how they might get in touch with you, how you might get in touch with them, how that interaction might be, where you might bump into them, whatever. And let's role play it. And she taught me like how to take energetic control and be empowered in those situations. You've got a friend that can do that for you as well. And it's easier than they think. There's always people that have gone before us and know this stuff and that can help us, right? It's the nuts and bolts of it, Arabella. It's learning the actual skills of how to say it and how to click, delete, or unfriend or block. And it's how to actually apply it rather than your energy. Because when you do that, yeah, you feel bad. Your energy isn't there and then you're totally comfortable with it. You do it, you feel bad, and then you get used to doing it. You get used to saying no to people. Yeah, you get used to honoring those boundaries and standing up for those boundaries, and then it becomes in your comfort zone. So reach out to that friend because they will help you with that. Yeah, it was a counselor for me. She was awesome. And I so thought she wasn't going to be, because when I first met her, and my friends were all like, She's not the right counselor for you because she was so soft. She was kind of the energy of, you know, that pink lady, the astrologer on YouTube. I can't remember what her channel is, but she's British, and she's got very, very pale pink skin, and she's got white hair, and she wears pink, and she's got pink decor, and it's like just this pinkness. It's like everything is just like this color in her videos. She's just pink. She's got an energy of her. So all my friends were like, she's not the right person to help you. Who would have thought that someone with energy like that would be able to help me with empowerment? But I just felt to go with it. I'm like, no, I think she is. Because she's not like me. Hey, she's not like me. She's doing something different. Because I was all fight. Not all fight, but you know, I'm a bit like that. You used to own a store and shoe and clothing store, really? Is it called Absolutely Arabella? But that's exciting, isn't it? Arabella. It's called Arabella's. Absolutely Arabella. Hello, Marianne. I don't have Venmo. I've got PayPal. It's in that. My PayPal link is in that pinned comment up there. Thanks, Kate. Jennifer, thank you for your dancing pear. Is that an avocado? Or is it a pear? Have you got a question, Jennifer, if you're reading? Okay, what was I doing? I was getting cards out. Right, so we've got the egg. Yes, it's going to be work, but it's not going to be like, it's going to be hard work. Yeah, we're going to have to put something into it, but it's not hard work like healing yourself. Some of you are still in the healing yourself stage, that's all right. But you know where you're headed now, right? You know the different stages of it, healing and then empowering and then whatever the hell's next. Good luck. Why do we keep on getting good? Like, it comes out so much. The good luck thing. The lucky ones. Oh no. Okay. We've got a two-faced friend here. Wow. Yeah, there's stabby energy around right now. There's people that are being triggered by the darkness and they're succumbing to it and they're projecting it on to us. It might be very upsetting when someone reveals themselves that they're not actually your friend after all. You felt it before. A jealousy or a gossip kind of thing. Stabbing you in the back, gossiping about you, about your secrets. Oof. Family sorrow as your family fall away. Now, for those of you that have been very much in a safe healing space kind of thing, healing yourselves, you might be horrified to find out that some of your healer friends aren't as love and light as you think. Because when people are love and light, they're not doing the shadow work, and so they're not accepting the darkness. What happens when we don't accept our darkness? We push it down, we push it down, we push it down. Think of someone that pushes down their anger, suppresses it all the time, and then they blow up when someone cuts them off. They blow up into rage when someone cuts them off in traffic. That kind of thing. It's kind of a lot of healers out there because they're not doing the shadow work. Because the shadow work is the next step, right? It's the next step of going, okay, yes, I'm a jealous person because human beings are, right? Of course, we've all got jealousy in us. None of us should be able to numb ourselves so much that our partner can cheat on us and be us. Of course, we've got anger in us. Of course, we do. If someone was like beating up a small baby or something, far out. Of course, we should be angry about that and step in. So we're everything, right? And that's the shadow work, is just realizing that we're everything. If we try and ignore something, that's when we push it down, we try and ignore it, we numb ourselves to it. That's when it comes out as the negative expression. Like those Christian guys in America. Oh, it's probably other places too, but you see them. You know, the ones that try and de-gay men, other men, and it turns out that they're gay. Gay. I had this out yesterday too. Gabe, you had a psychic tell you that you had luck, but had to seek it without waiting. Yeah, we get very lucky when we're aligned. Short journey, I don't know what that's about. Jennifer, what do I need to know about how to separate from my narcissistic husband and move forward? Well, Jennifer, have you been listening to me all about that, about codependency? Was it yesterday? Everybody, was it yesterday when I talked a lot about that? Because it's pretty simple, but it takes me a while to explain, and I've done it over the last few weeks, over and over again, I think. I feel like I have. So, in particular, hopefully you've heard all of that information. Well, let's get particular about you. Okay, yeah, it is. So, the codependent attracts the narcissist, right? The codependent also can attract the addicts and it's just generally people that don't want to sort themselves out, help themselves, kind of thing. And the codependent is someone that doesn't feel good enough, and so they trying to fix other people, taking responsibility for other people, always trying to do for other people. And so the codependent attracts the narcissist because they've got the same wound, right? The same wound. So maybe they were both abused, right? I see it clearly, right? Because I was abused, and so was my brother. My brother's an abuser, and I'm not. I turned into the victim, he turned into the abuser. It was clear as can be. And I asked, how come? I kept on asking my guides, how come? Because he was my worst abuser, my brother. How come? We both went through the same thing. How come he wasn't like an ally? How come he didn't choose the same as me and become a victim? How come he didn't realize this sucks, being abused sucks, and I don't ever want to do that to anyone else, and I don't ever want to experience that again? He just followed suit. Why? And the answer was, it's just strength of spirit. So it's the same wound. It's a different reaction to it because of the strength of spirit. Now, that doesn't make one better than the other. They're just perfect match to see it, kind of thing, in each other. And so your part in it is not feeling good enough. And you've got to clear that. You don't need to take care of other people and help other people and take responsibility for other people. You don't have to, if you're not feeling good enough in a relationship, to be in a relationship, then you're going to want to do something extra for them than just hang out with them, just be a partner, just be there with them, enjoying life together. You have to want to do something for them, fix them or help them or provide for them or something. It's natural to be supportive to each other in a relationship, but that's not what it's about, wanting to go into it to help somebody. Yeah. So you've got to clear that I'm not good enough, because you are good enough. You're good enough to have a reciprocal relationship, someone that just wants to hang out with you, like when you were a teenager and your best friends. You didn't do anything for them, did you? Or maybe you did. Maybe you're already in it then, I don't know. It's going to feel risky to you to get into relationships where you don't actually have to give anything, where you don't have to give anything. You might want to, but that feeling of wanting to give is less often than you might expect, wanting to actually give something. Most of the time, givers, especially overgivers, they're trying to prove themselves as worthy. So you are limited. There's a lot on the other side of this when you get this and you can release it. But as I said, when we start setting boundaries and taking that actual action and saying those things and doing those things, it's confronting to ourselves. We feel like a complete bitch when we do it. When we say no to helping that person, when we say no to taking the responsibility for someone else. So I hope that answers your question. That's how you separate it, is by the cure for codependency is to take care of yourself. It's self-love. It's to be an individual in your own right, to just do things just for yourself for a while. And then there will come a time, and it's not even going to be that long, when you'll want to do something for others, and it feels very different just wanting to do it. You see, a lot of people hear that. A lot of codependents hear that. You just do it not for expectation of something back, but just because you want to do it, that kind of thing, that giving unconditionally. And they're like, okay, I'm going to be codependent, and then convince myself that I'm being unconditional about it. The codependent isn't unconditional about giving at all. There's so much resentment, there's so much energy, it's not clean. I talked about it a lot yesterday. Watch yesterday's Psychic Cafe. It'll really help you. So hard. Oh, good. You do. Role play. Awesome. Well, there you go. Yep. I mean, it's obvious. It's obvious for me, Jennifer. You know why? Because I was there. I used to do it too. When I woke up to it, I was like, oh shit. I used to do it in my business as well. I used to be codependent in my business. If you got a reading from me like 15 years ago, I would still be emailing you to make sure that you're okay. And I would heap all of you, everything that I picked up on my shoulders, and I would want to fix you. And that, if you've ever had anyone do that to you, I get people trying to do it to me all the time, telling me that there's something wrong, that I'm feeling something, that they've got an issue with. Happened last week when I got my massage, that I've got something wrong, that there's something for me to fix. And it's like, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, I'm not. But that is codependency, when you try and push that onto someone else. And that is not clean, and it's not unconditional. In fact, it's really sucky to be on the receiving end of it. But yeah, watch back in these psychic cafes for all of that information. What's this family sorrow about them? No, not family sorrow. This short journey, a chain of events that affect your life. We're being led. Our guides, they're just with us so much right now, leading us forward. Okay, I haven't got long left, so let's get some more cards out. Gotta go training, because I can't go training this afternoon, and it's closed tomorrow. Happy. We're moving towards such positive stuff right now. Such positive stuff, like true happiness and true love as well, and true reciprocation and all of that. We haven't even experienced it yet, and it's going to be amazing when we do. It's fated. This age that we're moving into is fated, but we get to create it, which is really exciting. We get to push it beyond. We can take it beyond. We can be totally open now and go, well, what is possible? Just how much is possible? Because like in generations' time, they're going to realize what we did wrong in this stage, or how we. It's always the way, constantly evolving. That's why the universe is constantly expanding. We are too, as a collective and as spirits, human beings, yes, and as spirits through the lifetimes. Reclaim your power. You're welcome, Mary Ellen. Yeah, the cure for codependency is individuation. It's about realizing your own energy, focusing on how you feel, doing things for yourself. I pulled back from the rest of the world. I kind of went into hermit mode about 3 years ago, longer now, 3.5 years ago, and I made my job. I changed my job description to taking care of me. And I held that energy, and I didn't go out, and I just did the best for me, really taking care of myself to a really high level. I'm kind of doing the same thing now. I'm taking it to another level now. But doing that, it's self-love to do that, right? And when I did that, what happened was, instead of because before that I was around alcoholics, I was around other codependents, I was around, just messed up people, right? And it was exhausting. And I was drinking too much to be around them, to try and numb myself to the energy drains that were going on. It became obvious once I withdrew myself away from it. But it took me being by myself to really get focused on myself. I'm like, okay, I need to take care of my well-being now, because I'd ignored little Claire. I was abusing her in a way. I was neglecting her. by having her around all these people still. And so I started taking care of a little Claire in my heart really well, which included like the practical things like, you know, not drinking anymore, eating really well, exercising. So pretty much the only thing that I was doing out there, I was still doing my readings and stuff, but I wasn't focused that much on my business. And I was exercising. That's when I got into my time, exercising. And then after a few months, I noticed there was these people around me at the gym. They'd always been there and they'd always said hello to me, but I'd never let them in for some reason. And they hadn't approached me. It was always just a hello kind of thing. Well, those conversations, those hello conversations started getting longer. And these were healthy people, people that were looking after themselves, totally different than all of the people that I've been around in the rest of my life. And then after a while, I would let them in even more and start hanging out with them. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so different when you're around healthy people that are looking after themselves. They're not codependent, they're looking after themselves. And they're wary of you when you're in codependency, but then they opened up to me when I had that reciprocal energy. And they started giving to me without any of that resentment, just cleanly. I was giving to them. It's just so different, so very different. So that's it. Clear boundaries. Oh yeah, the narcissists don't like it when you do it. The teacher in you. You and your wound, mate. Trust in the magic says reclaiming our power. It's so important. That's what comes after healing, and it's kind of a part of healing too, and the shadow work. But it's healing is more like soothing yourself. You know, it's like recovering from all the crap that's gone on, and we're kind of doing that on a collective scale now, recovering from the toxic masculine being in power for a very long time, thousands of years now. So we're reclaiming our power there, trusting in the magic. We're being led to it. I used to say it's unconditional. Yeah, everyone does. It's the love and light people. They think they're being unconditional and they're not. It's heavy. It's heavy energy. Once you get yourself out of it, when you come across codependence, it's like, oh God, stay away from me. Stop projecting your shit onto me. Stop trying to fix me. Get the hell out of my life. That's what it feels like. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Don't focus on me like that. It's horrible. Family. Yeah. Like that invite that I had last week to get in touch with them again. Hell no. I learned that in my 30s and 50s, for God's sake. I learned that in my 30s not to go there anymore because they carry on being abusers. Be here now. We're here right now. We're in this transition right now. There's magic happening, but we're here right now. We can't skip ahead. We've just got to be where we are right now with whatever phase we're in right now, dealing with it, dealing with ourselves, right? No romance cards today. I could go there. Shall I go there? Shall we get some romance out? Oh my God! Just wait until you see. There was one of my pick a card reads. I'm gonna publish it tonight, this evening. But there was one of my pick a card reads. I think it was the shell. I shouldn't say that. Spoiler alert. But it was hilarious. The cards were just so funny because it was about someone that doesn't have very many feelings at all. Very, very masculine, straightforward, not feeling very logical kind of person that I was picking up on their energy. And then when it came to the messages, the love messages, those cards, I'm like, well, what's going to come out here? Because this person, they're not. And it was just so funny. Just watch it, just for fun. It's right at the end of the reading. So if you're not picking shell, just watch the end of the shell reading when those cards come out, because it was literally the three most masculine, unemotional cards that came out of that deck. Unrequited love. Interesting. It's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. The unrequited love, I'm getting not unrequited from that, but unbalanced kind of love. It's not really love. Just like we were saying with the giving thing, it's not really giving. That's the kind of energy when we look back and we're like, why the hell was I with them? why was I attracted? I'm attracted to very, very different kinds of people now than I was. Go with the snake. Empath narcissist paradigm. Oh my God. Empathist narcissist paradigm. Being charmed or used. Enable boundaries. Oh, you got your appointment for the divorce hearing. Wow. That's great. You're not waiting anymore. Well, you kind of still are, but it seems selfish, but we've got to be. Because when we do the right thing for ourselves, we're doing the right thing for everyone else. So, yeah. So we didn't get any romance cards out, but I'm going there. I'm going there. Let's get the heart card out as well. And then I'm out of here because I've got to get the train. Self-love is the basis of everything. And I'm telling you, it doesn't just sort out your relationships and your friendships and all of that. You start meeting those people, or you start noticing those people that actually love themselves too. And abundance, everything. It just happens from that point on. We've got release. Yeah, that's what I was feeling. That unrequited love. It's about past relationships going like, what the hell was I doing? What the hell was I doing there? That kind of energy. Release. Focus. Camera. Focus. What's it focused on? I thought it was focused on the flowers. There we go. You have the ability to give over unwanted energies to the loving forces of the universe. It's about releasing the past. Again, it's about releasing the past. We've got to let that past go now. Past on a big scale. The toxic masculine, toxic feminine too. I mean, you talk a lot about the toxic masculine, but the toxic feminine is just as bad. Manipulation, emotional manipulation. See little girls doing it. Put yourself first, well. All of us, put ourselves first. Because you can't give cleanly until you do. And then when you do, and you feel it, and it's like, oh, this is just so nice. It takes months to get there. But it's so nice that you're like, you start to feel bad about all of those years when you never did it. Yeah, let's start now, right? So thank you everyone for coming along. Thanks for all your donations and your presents. I'm not doing this tomorrow. I'm going to try and, I won't sleep. I always wake up. I always wake up at 6 a.m. But I'm going to lay in bed and drink coffee and watch movies and stuff like that. So I'll be here the day after that. So have a good day, everybody. Don't forget about our our Facebook group, which is called Psychic Cafe, No Muggles Allowed. Join that if you're new. Love to see you in there. And check out my YouTube channel because in about 10 or 11 hours, I'm going to publish that next pick a card read. Make sure you watch the end of the show because it's funny. But yeah, have a good day. See you, everybody. Bye.